This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons like Chris, Sarnai Hema, Metalligo, Phaleon, Scry de la Rosa, Jojo Chaos, Ariel, Courtney, Dimos, Sprocket, Christoph Haas, Centra, Casey Schaefer, Bobby Forbich, and Omejicat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, ARCians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 84 on St. Patrick's Day. I'm Lakeel Bravestone. I'm joined by Yaspot, Rollo Des, and Mela Vanadar.
I had no idea it was St. Patrick's Day. You just reminded me. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I don't even celebrate it. I don't even celebrate
Me neither, apparently.
Welcome to episode 84. Our main topic today, of course, Eureka. It's here, and
it certainly is.
We're gonna talk about it, and it's gonna get heated. I have a feeling it's gonna get just like both chat and us. We're gonna fucking kill each other. We're also gonna talk.
Don't like it.
We're going to talk about Ungarmax. We're going to finish, finally, we're going to lay Ungarmax to rest. Well, I mean, it's still going to be in the game, but the Ungarmax Exploit gets, it's the final closing chapter. Yoshi-P posted a timeline. And in the minimum eye level today, the Vault. Just want to say something. I told Mel and Rolla, Yas just came in, and you missed it. We thought that was a great episode of minimum eye level. I think something was wrong. You'll see when you see minimum eye level. And of course, MogMail. Remember to send us MogMail, speakersxiv.com/MogMail. And in the post show today, Laminsa is up for the lore section. So don't miss that. I'm in charge of that this week, so that's going to be fun. And let's go into the channel updates. Remnants of a Realm, next episode next week. It's on track. Or can I say that's not a spoiler? Saying like where we're going, whatever. South Shroud.
Spoilers.
Chronicles of a Realm, or Core, has now started, or it's actually done with the pre-planning. So I'm going to start recording next week because Roar is, running out of air. We're almost out of content, so April/May, that's the end of that. So Core will take over. And just a reminder that if you have like a brilliant idea for something you want our channel to make, you can
Give us ideas.
please. No, actually we do, to be fair, we do have a lot of ideas. So just if you can give us more. You can give us more. You can never have enough ideas.
Yeah. Or feedback on current.
Or feedback. Series. Sure. We don't know what to do with that channel because on our Discord server.
Save our channel.
Please save our channel. Please, we're running out.
I think we will be okay with a Eureka discussion. It is just opinions.
That is true. True. Why did you start to read? The moment you hear that sound, it will be read out loud.
Last time, we didn't have the sound on, so I was going to read it like the robot.
Yeah, okay.
The shamrocks.
Don't.
Oh.
I didn't mention it. I just said the shamrocks.
Yeah, so as an audio listener, you're like, they're like you were talking about like the voice and like, yeah, they're like shamrocks. Like, what does that mean?
It's worth it for your reaction, Nikki.
It kind of is. You make it good.
Should remove that jar. I'm threatening to remove the jar.
Oh,
you wouldn't.
Please.
I would.
Please don't.
I dare you.
Don't.
Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. Anyways, let's move on. We're not going to talk about what we did on 14 this week because it might be linked to one of the topics. So
actually, I made it to God Kefka. That's my update.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Swinging
Moving
that big dick
on.
around.
Quick news.
Give us a real achievement.
Quick news updates. Hatching Tide has been announced for March the 20th, lasting until April 2nd. It says April 2nd. Yeah, it says so in your notes, Lakil. So the rewards are a minion, which looks pretty cool. It's like a Harlequin looking thing, or a Joker. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like from Dunscape or something.
Yeah,
Like third year.
balancing on an egg. A wall scroll, which looks pretty cute and kawaii, and it's not like the regular posters you get, like with the art. It's just like someone knitted, you know, like what grandmas usually have in their house, like on the walls.
Just a crochet.
Yeah.
Wall.
It kind of looks like that. Some Hatching Tide magic prisms, which is basically throwing eggs in the air.
Which is a dream.
Which is a dream. Yeah. You can throw up eggs and there will be no like mess on the floor. It just disappears. And consumable chocolate.
Oh, Spriggan chocolate looks so tasty.
Eat so much chocolate.
Why do they? Okay, so I have never understood this. Why they make those? Because they're worthless. They're worthless. You can't. First of all, you can't see them, and second of all, the stat is like +4 vitality.
Actually, you know what? The Zoni from whatever that one event was pretty useful.
Yeah, I got 99 Zoni.
What was Sony? What was that from?
It was like
a PS4.
It was a gathering food.
Oh,
it was clear broth
that came out with one of the events, and it was actually worth getting.
Yeah, this one is not. But you should buy it because it's going to be the same thing as that fucking Starlight log that everyone pays like hundreds of thousands of gil for every Christmas. Because I don't know, I think maybe they think it's like a housing item or whatever, but they keep buying this, like the prices just inflate like rapidly during Christmas because they think, oh, I'm going to put this in my house.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a consumable that gives you +2 vitality. Just like,
so
Merry Christmas.
Love it.
Or Happy Starlight, whatever. Oh yeah, by the way, Balmung's congested again.
Wow, really? Never would have guessed.
That's fine.
I just wanted to put that out there, you know, because what a surprise that was, right? Okay, let's get into our main content then. Ungarmax, the final chapter. As you all know, everyone knows by now that the Ungarmax exploit was a big deal. People got banned left and right for using Ungarmax outside of Adventurer Squadrons. And Yoshi-P posted an update and like a full timeline about how this came, because some would probably question like how this was possible in the first place. Like, why was this a thing? Like, how could you use that, like, bind that to a macro? Well, I'm tempted to read everything here, but there's a lot. So, I'm just going to read the timeline of events. Ungarmax is implemented in internal build along with command missions for 4.1. Due to action implementation oversight, bug allowing usage of Ungarmax outside of command missions is introduced. Bug remains undiscovered by developers and operation teams and is ultimately pushed live. Bug is discovered by players and is intentionally exploited to execute Ungarmax outside of command missions. Player executing Ungarmax outside of command mission is observed by another player who reports it 3 times as cheating. Reports of cheating are received by the Special Task Force, which begins to monitor the reported player.
I just want to say Special Task Force is a dope name.
So cool.
Very cool.
I want to be on Special Task Force.
I imagine them like sitting in front of their computer.
STF. They call it STF.
I just imagine them sitting in front of like computers with like bulletproof vests and shit. Like, hell yeah, here we go. The STF is unable to confirm the usage of third-party tools to facilitate cheating and ceases monitoring the reported player. So here's where the confusion comes in. Apparently the Special Task Force is unaware, like everyone's unaware apparently that this is a thing. So they're like, that's what I said too in like the previous, that's why I didn't talk about it anymore, because I thought maybe it's hacking, you can't really do a lot maybe. So they think that the only way he can use Ungarmax outside of that is through some sort of third-party application. They couldn't find it, and they just, you know, and they stopped monitoring it. So that was that. At a later date, the reported player is confirmed to have used a third-party tool to cheat and is permanently banned for something completely different.
Confirmed? What does that mean, confirmed? How do they confirm he used third-party stuff? Because he obviously didn't. He just typed it.
No, as it was confirmed.
No, this is for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Something else. So he did...
probably mentioned, like, your DPS wasn't very good in that fight.
Maybe. The Ungarmax bug remains unknown to the development, operations, and QA teams for an extended period of time. On the afternoon of February 27th, JST, information regarding the Ungarmax bug is spread by several players aware of it. On the evening of the 27th, JST, the development, operations, and QA teams commence an investigation and discussion as to how to proceed. At the 28th of February, 4 p.m. JST, the servers are taken down for emergency maintenance. 2 hours later, at 6 p.m. JST, the servers are brought online and the Ungarmax bug has been addressed. The workflow for development teams is revised in an effort to eliminate similar bugs in the future. The workflow for the Special Task Force and the operations team is revised in an effort to ensure that similar reports are fully investigated. Disciplinary actions are planned for players who intentionally and or repeatedly exploited this bug in order to clear content. And now we're here. So interesting. It seems like if there's this... So we thought initially that they did not know at all, the devs. Apparently they did. They knew a lot earlier than we expected. Because we thought it was like a block that never reached the devs until the 27th. Turns out they kind of knew, and I would think that would trigger like it's weird. I mean, I'm no developer,
so here's my problem: is they make it sound like they know, but it literally says on the evening of the 27th, the QA teams commence an investigation. So it's the first time they actually began investigating it in depth, I guess, or one that wasn't the special task force.
So the special task force does not communicate with the QA and everything else then, apparently.
That's what,
which makes very little sense to me.
And I'm still super confused on how they went, oh, well, he cheated because with third-party stuff, confirmed, let's report. Like, that doesn't make any sense, unless they found a different unrelated cheat from the same person.
That's what they said, didn't it? It was for unrelated reasons? Or an unrelated third-party thing?
The ban was unrelated to Ungarmax.
Yeah,
and I think that sort of made it so that they went, he used...
so they went, he's using third party, that's automatically the reason for Ungarmax. You should probably try and confirm, like they say confirm, but they didn't confirm shit. You need to be able to recreate the bug in order to confirm it, in my opinion. Yeah,
but they didn't confirm the bug. That's the thing. They just thought he had like somehow used that third party tool to use Ungarmax. And then he used a third-party tool again at a later time to do something else.
Spell speed hacks or something,
Yeah. I think that's what that means. It's still weird. I know, it's weird.
Still weird.
Though he does say further down in the post that they've sort of restructured how this works now. And there's, oh my god, there's so much. We can't go through all of it. But one thing, we thought that there was going to be this massive wave of bans. Turns out the wave isn't really that big.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty small.
Let's see. A great many players, as well as our own development and operations team, learned of this bug after a post was made on Reddit. Confirmed. We have since analyzed the battle log data from all players on record from the release of 4.1 to the date of the aforementioned post, as well as the date when maintenance was performed to address the issue. The results are as follows. Of reports received, 66 in total came from all regions. So 66 reports on Ungarmax Exploit was received.
That's reports done by players?
I would... No, that's the battle log data. It says reports in the same sentence as it's talking about battle log details. Right. It's a bit unclear. Yeah. But prior to midnight JST on the 27th of February, 25 characters across 21 accounts were confirmed to have used Ungarmax in 8-man duties. The players of these 25 characters were confirmed as having exploited the bug prior to knowledge of it becoming widespread. Therefore, they not only chose to use Ungarmax outside of command missions, but actively concealed the existence of the bug, allowing them to do so from do so from others. Okay. Accordingly, their accounts are being suspended. After midnight JST, the 27th of February, 1,110 characters were confirmed to have exploited this bug to execute Ungarmax under abnormal circumstances. Of these 1,110 characters, 457 exploited the bug only once, and in either public or housing areas or in undersized parties in older instance content. Given the circumstances, we believe these instances were simply players seeking to confirm whether or not the bug did indeed exist. Of the remaining characters, 523 characters used it more than once, albeit only a few times. However, 130 characters were confirmed to have repeatedly exploited this bug. Players will be treated differently according to these factors. As an additional note, during our investigation, we confirmed that several players exploited this bug while undertaking the unending coil of Bahamut prior to February 27th, and one player after none successfully completed the duty.
Don't worry, guys. They were just spaghetti runs.
That was a spaghetti run, guys.
So, even using that guy,
for sure. I mean,
like it was that specific dude. He's the one guy.
I like how it specifies that even though they used the exploit, they couldn't complete it.
Yeah,
like
they couldn't manage it.
They tried to cheat,
obviously.
and yet they couldn't get through. Yeah, spaghetti. Sorry, it's the spaghetti.
He's clearly a spaghetti player that can't clear content. Sorry, hate to break it to you, dude, but
yeah.
Spaghetti guy is spaghetti player.
Yeah, what a legend.
What a legend. It'll go down our hearts forever.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you, spaghetti man.
Players we judge to have exploited this bug not to progress through content but solely out of curiosity will not be subject to disciplinary action. So you may breathe a sigh of relief, because I know a lot of people were afraid because they did that and they were like, oh god, the ban waves are coming. Don't worry, it's not happening to you. Not only was this a major bug that was created by developer error, it persisted for months due to our failure to properly process user reports, and the resulting usage by curious players upon word of it spreading is understandable. Our analysis of battle and other log data from the period of when information on the bug was disseminated until the bug was fixed confirms that these players did not profit from its usage, and we see no reason to hold them to account. That being said, we must strongly encourage you all to not experiment with these bugs in the future, and to that end, we will be sending emails to all concerned. So I'm guessing they'll send so everyone who's used the Ungarmax exploit will get an email from Square Enix.
I think that's honestly probably the best way they could have handled this situation.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job, because that's basically saying, dudes, don't do that again. We'll let it slide. But if you do that again, we will take it seriously.
Yeah.
But then they messed up so much. It took months, and it took 2 hours to fix it.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Well, I mean, because when the QA team starts looking at it, maybe they can figure it out.
Yeah.
If you're watching and you're on the special task force, please make sure to let the devs know. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just bring me on.
Yeah.
Yas has got a bulletproof vest.
Hell yeah.
I'm impressed. I have to say, I'm impressed that there weren't more people using it. We expected thousands of players being banned, but I mean, looks like there's just tens of people getting permabanned. Yeah,
and I'm honestly surprised to see that only 1,100 actually even tried it. That shocks me, to be honest. I thought a lot more than that would have tried it.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad they definitely. The problem was very dumb and probably should have been fixed a while ago, but the recovery was pretty good job, I'd say.
Yeah.
They handled the fallout pretty well.
It was good job, and it sends a message to not cheat. Although RMT bots, just keep doing your thing.
Yeah.
And PvP botters, you're fine. Go ahead.
If you
PvP, PvP, who
or
cares?
if you Gilster, please continue. And if anything, up the ante
Please
a bit.
continue.
Please continue. Please.
If you would like to use Ungarmax anymore, cool it down. Thank you.
Okay, now we have to talk about the thing.
Greatest content in the world.
We haven't started, Marla. I need a moment. Okay, so we've been talking. So I realized earlier that a couple of days ago that the first time we talked about Eureka was when Orange was still on the podcast, and it was even before Maella's time. It was when it was me, Lonigan, and Orange on the podcast, and it's finally here. So we talked about like what our predictions for Eureka the week before. No, sorry, a couple of days before. And I was not surprised. This was to me exactly what we thought it was. An open zone with monsters that you have to grind. But what surprised me was the community response to Eureka, which was initially extremely negative, to say the least. At least if you look at the official forums on Reddit. I know you shouldn't watch those because they're always
negative.
Well, yes, and I have a theory about why, which we'll get to. Actually, we can let's talk about what should we talk about first? I don't even know where to start. Should we?
So much to say. I don't even know.
Why don't we just say what our expectations were and what it turned out to be?
Okay, so
we can just do that individually.
Yeah. Okay. So what I expected was a zone where we grind for the protean crystals, which we already knew that we needed for our weapon, and sometimes notorious monsters would spawn, and it was going to be content for those that don't raid. That was, in my eyes, what was going to be released here. Yes.
I mean, we got exactly what I was expecting. The only thing I wasn't expecting is I was expecting good weapons, like actually not shit weapons.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Like,
you can pentamel. What are you talking
Shut
about?
up. Fuck off.
Too early.
Okay.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're triggering me, dude.
What did you think, Roll? What were you expecting?
I expected something along the lines of kind of a mix of a Palace of the Dead, maybe some elements from there with the kind of individual leveling, maybe some kind of items or something like that, and a mix of the item with just kind of flying around with your party kind of shit and just killing mobs.
Yeah.
Somehow turned out less than that.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Not going depth.
I mean, from what I envisioned, it's what it is. I thought that shorthanders, though. I thought it would end up being bad, but it turned out that I was. What's
that classic Maella Vanadar positivity that we all know and love?
Yeah.
Okay, so it launched and it was it caused this massive community backlash where people just boring. You could kill mobs. And I'm like, this is taking forever. What did you expect? This is exactly what they advertised in my eyes. This was, this is it. But I think a lot of the people that screamed the loudest were people that do raids. Maybe they thought this was going to be additional content for them, but this is for those that don't raid. This is for those that don't raid. And you can't say anything about that, Yas. The weapon is lower than yours. There's no point for a raider to do Eureka.
No, and I agree. I agree with that. I don't think that was really the people who were complaining about it.
Oh, sure. There were.
I'm sure they were, but I think it was just everyone's initial gut reaction.
Everyone complained. I mean, you're not saying that, but the most, the ones that seemed to scream the loudest were,
because I'll say I'm a raider and I don't hate Eureka.
I know, yes, but you also did a lot of relics. You are a relic man.
Yeah.
So
forgive me?
You don't really fit into the box.
Have a life, So
No, I don't. That's true.
This is your new catchphrase. Get a life. You say it on every stream. Get a life. That's your new persona. Get a life, everyone.
Goddamn.
I'm on a Final Fantasy 14 podcast. Get a life. Just saying.
So when I first got in, I admittedly did not like it.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just took a little bit of a break from it.
Mm-hmm.
Looked at the weapons. The weapons are what made me the most mad, to be honest.
Let's talk about the weapons later because they're a big topic.
Okay, sure. So I had gotten in. I was mad about certain things, but I started doing some just chain grinding, and I was like, "This is misery. Chain grinding, kill me."
Yeah.
And then I realized I was just doing it wrong, and everybody realized everyone was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck fate. Fuck chain grinding. Don't do that. Don't waste your time with that. Just farm NMs, level up. Chain grind after you're level 20.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I did that, I was like, "Oh, this is fun. I can enjoy this.
Yeah,
this is good now."
Okay.
The grind is not bad at 20 at all.
So yeah, that's people figured out the NMs, and now we have like we have fate trains, and that's the number one way to level fast.
Mm-hmm.
But still, people complain that Eureka is too boring. And that's where I have to just say it's working as intended in my eyes. This is an everlasting grind, and also it's a little bit nostalgic. Let's be real; it's a little bit Final Fantasy 11-esque.
So you said something last week that I actually think applied way more appropriately than I thought. So when I first got in, one of the reasons I was really mad is I was like, this doesn't bring any players together. It brings people apart because we turned back to the whole you're fighting to tag enemies.
Oh yeah.
You don't want people to help you kill enemies because they're stealing your experience. And it just became a competition, a very shitty competition that I don't think fit the game. And when you said last week, you're like, they should have used leave enemies.
Yeah.
I believe you said that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was that somebody in chat? Either way, somebody said it.
No, I talked about leaves, yeah.
And yeah, like to have them so they're attached to you. I know that's kind of defeats the purpose to a degree, but it's like it would take away the whole I don't want any help from anyone. You just get me my party and everyone else leave me alone. It's like the worst mindset you can have going into open world 144 man content. That's not what you want. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I see that.
I sort of agree with that, and especially the fact that the discrepancy in experience gained between levels is so dramatic that
huge.
If you level up, you're like, okay, guys, I'm sick of you. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm not getting anything. Goodbye. Or if you're too low level, no one wants you anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the fact that if there's more than like 3 people around you, you get no XP from monsters anyway.
Yeah.
That's sort of a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, and also the issue is the fate trains they do come with a price. That is that right now we're seeing fate trains only wanting to spawn the higher level monsters, leaving the lower levels without like any chance of popping the NMs and being all alone. So in a sense, although I like the fate trains as a concept, it's very fun running in like this massive train, just running to like the next NM to spawn. It's very fun. But
although I do think there's a bit of a misconception about the fate trains. It's like it seems everybody's thinking, oh, you need all 140 people to go spawn this thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I know.
It ends up with 90% of the people standing still and the other 10% of people killing to spawn it.
My God,
you can go do
annoying.
your early stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you're low level, you can go get a party of 8 and you can still spawn an NM.
Yeah.
And I'm
but how
90%
likely,
sure if you spawn it, they're still gonna come.
Yeah. But how likely is it that you'll find a party that's willing to grind with you and not do the fate trains?
I would suggest the party finder.
You could, but I've checked the party finder on like Chaos, and there's not a lot of like most of them are high level at this point. Yeah,
I agree.
So I feel like if you haven't started on Eureka right now, there's a big risk that you've been left behind and you're going to struggle a little bit right now.
I was very concerned about that as well. Yeah, it did seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know, because I mean the concept of Eureka in my eyes is very good. I do wish they added maybe, I don't know, people have been talking about like putting dailies and stuff in there, which, you know, it's not a bad idea, but I feel like it's the whole thing about Eureka, I feel, is kind of you choose a little, you find your own way. You find your own way. But right now you can't really do what you want in Eureka because you have to do the fate trains, or you can try to get a group together to do some grinding, but I doubt you'll find any.
I think you can find one pretty easily.
That
Even
just
if you
wants
just
to
went,
grind.
if you stood in Kugane, made a party finder saying low level fate grind party, and then you did like 2 shouts, I'm sure you'd find a full party very quickly.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't imagine you wouldn't.
How long is it going to last, though?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you haven't started Eureka yet, better start now, because you're gonna get left behind.
It's not that bad, because I'm only like level 7 in it or something.
Yeah.
And me and you were doing fate trains for like level 15, 18 fates.
Yeah. But you don't get any crystals.
You don't
that
get
sucks.
crystals. You don't get the lockbox. It's fine, but you still get a huge chunk of XP from them.
That's true.
So it's not that bad. It's just not as good as it could be.
I feel they need to fix like some sort of like, if you're in a party with, I don't know how they're gonna fix it. It's difficult. I feel like they have to do something, because if you're level 12 with a level 6 person, there's no point in grinding stuff, because you won't get any, like, it's fucked.
Well, the level 6 person will get a decent amount.
Yeah, but
I saw people saying in chat that they almost should use the 11 level sync system.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say that
is kind of actually a good idea, to be honest.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
And you both then benefit, so the people who've synced down still get good XP.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. I mean, they have level syncs for the fates.
God, yeah, that would be great.
I don't know why they... I mean, they're going for the 11 vibe here, obviously. Apparently, the level down theme is literally the one from 11. So it's... they need some sort of system there to make it better, to have like, if you have to be in a party with people of your own level if you want something good out of it.
Can't be more than like a level or 2 apart.
Yeah,
because it's just, there's no point.
Yeah. So can we talk about so let's just mention the pros and cons of Eureka, and then we'll just discuss like more in general, because people complained about Eureka, and I will agree on some of them. So let's talk about the time limit, which I initially shat all over because we don't like instance content, but then we realized that it's because it's cross server. There are loads of... Then I realized the other day that it's because the instances have to close at some point, because new ones get made all the time. So at some point they stop allowing people in, and then the time limit is what acts as the kicker. Eventually everyone will be out of the instance. They can close that one and open a new one. Yeah. So now it makes sense. Now that I know that it makes sense, I'm fine with it, because you can just enter, whenever. There's no queue time. Mm-hmm. But we need a system that allows you to pick instance, so you can join your friends who's in an instance, because that is annoying that you can't do that.
That'd be nice.
I do have a few problems with the instancing. I find it's also strange to me because it's a zone and you're expected to spend a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
But you can't see any of your actual stuff that you would be able to. Like, you can't see your free company tabs. You can't see you can't see any of the stuff that you would normally spend quite a decent amount of time looking at while doing open world stuff. So that's a little bit of a problem for me. Is like I don't see when somebody logs into my FC, so I can be like, hey, come join me in Eureka. Like, all that stuff is kind of missed, and I'm not a huge fan.
I agree with that. That's very confusing too. Also, like, not even you can't even search for players in an instance. Like, you can only open the adventurer list, and then you have to like scroll your way down. So the fact that you can't select the instance, you then have to go like, okay, am I in your instance? Let me open the list, let it load, and then have to scroll down to see if you're there. It's very annoying. It's fix it. That's easily something they can just add, like where you can select. We already know that we have the technology to select an instance, because they do it every time there's like congestion. Okay. So let's talk about, some people have been complaining about, but I think I wrote this down while it was fresh because I was reading everyone's complaints. And a lot of people complained about the HP of certain enemies being too high, that they have inflated HP. I don't agree anymore. Initially it felt like they were terrible, but now that I've leveled up a bit, it feels a lot better. Just use your wheel more. Is my
absolutely
pro tip.
Yeah.
And then there's the fact that you can't see shit.
That's the biggest
That
issue for
is
me.
fucking obnoxious, dude.
They have no sort of priority system. Enemies should come before players. It makes no sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, it goes both ways though, because I keep having this issue where, so I'm like usually just on like red mage. It's just like this is res people or whatever. I play a lot of white mage in there too.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't.
Oh my god, what was that?
Been having fun in Eureka. It's not as grindy as either. It was being able to upgrade my relic items pretty quickly.
Why did it break? Okay.
Nice and grindy.
Yeah, I also love how it's not centered. Whatever. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We'll get to that.
So I was doing a lot of red mage and white mage, and for some reason I don't know why, but every single time the only player I can never find is the fucking tank, dude.
Yeah.
Like everyone on my list is lit up, and I'm like running around in circles looking for the tank because they're about to die.
Yeah.
And they're right beside me, but they're the last player that ever shows up. They don't get hit by my medicas, my protects, nothing. And it's like they're 2 feet away from me, and players really far away are showing up for some reason.
Yes. That is
so
unusual.
Can we just prioritize party members?
Can we prioritize them and then have the boss be the highest priority so you can actually see it?
When I just lose focus on the boss and I'm like, where's the boss gone?
Yeah.
And then I die or something to a mechanic that I can't see, and then I finally find the boss and refocus target and he disappears again.
Yeah. Dude, like numbers is especially annoying because
numbers is so bad
because it's got the gates and the gates disappear, and like there's supposed to be 2 gates where it's the second one, and then there's a chimera.
I will literally stand like half a foot away from numbers and he still disappears.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like, dude, I can touch you. Why are you gone?
That's actually a pretty major issue, I'd say.
And it's been an issue in the game for a long time, though. For some reason, they prioritize players over mobs.
And just random choice players.
And just random players, makes no sense.
This is just really highlighting it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, this is really showing off how much of an issue it really is at time.
Yeah. But these are the same complaints we made when hunts were introduced. The same shit happened then. And then let's talk about the relics themselves. Very underwhelming. Item level 355. With, some would say, it has 5 meld slots.
Pentamelds, dude.
Who gives up?
Pentamelds.
You can't you can. Well, you can. You can.
Well, you can put 5 6s in it, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's basically Byakko weapon, but you can meld it with 5.
Oh my god! So I waited that long to get a Byakko weapon.
Okay.
Which I had. That's just.
So let me. Okay, so I believe it or not, I'm going to try to defend this.
Good luck.
Okay. So I think, again, we have to remember that this is for people that don't do extremes.
Okay, guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the Mendacity unupgraded weapon is better. There's no defending it. Like, I can do Kefka normal 7 weeks in a row and have
people,
better weapons.
Again, we also talked about this. It's mostly for the glamour.
I agree with that, but
so the item level doesn't really matter.
Well, it kind of does.
But
because
we also know that all relics in 14 start like this now, like they're shit weapons. I think the main reason here is that this was meant for 4.125 and not for 4.225, and this is the item level that they just didn't change it.
I really wouldn't change the item level.
I think maybe they just added the last step. They added an extra step to upgrade it one more time.
Yes,
but they were, I guess, afraid to bump up the eye level.
It should have been 365.
It absolutely should have been 365.
Yeah.
Better than Mendacity, worse than an upgraded Mendacity weapon, and worse than raid weapon.
Yeah, sure. Raid weapon 10 levels above, that's fine.
But worse than a Mendacity unupgraded weapon, it was the only thing that pissed me off about the weapon. Glams aside, anything like that. But like, I was like, I'll use this as a good opportunity to get my Black Mage weapon that's decent because I don't have my Black Mage raid weapon yet. And I'm like, well, I got my Byakko Black Mage staff.
Yeah.
A long time ago, so this is still worthless.
Yeah.
Can I say what I hate most about.
What a nice positive stream. I swear we have a lot of positive things to say. We'll get to that.
I love Eureka, and you can throw almost every community complaint at me, and I'll say, I'll refute it, and I'll say that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
But why do we need like 4 steps for upgrading the weapons and armor? I don't want to see my artifact gear 4 times before I can even dye it, and my weapon 4 times the same model before it has a glow on it for no reason, going up from what, 310
well,
290.
Yeah.
290
290
to 355. That really got to me. That was the only thing that I thought was just awful.
It's so strange, that they have all these steps, but the weapon doesn't change. Like, there's not even nothing changes, not even the color.
And that's why I think you're right, 100% right with you, where it's just like they just crammed in extra steps because they were like, shit, we're too late. Because there's no way that they intended to have 4 identical weapons.
No, it is very strange.
I think what happened was, obviously, this was originally going to be a 4.0 release. So it would have made sense at that point.
Well, they never specified.
It was always 4.1.
4. No, well, they teased it before Stormblood. They teased it before Stormblood, but they said that it would come later, so they never specified.
Yeah, relics have never come out with launch. Well,
all these steps would have sort of worked previously, but because they've released it so late,
it would have worked in 4.125 or 1.05 or whatever they initially aimed for.
Yeah, and it's not purple.
It's not purple, but hey,
is it 355 one purple or
no?
No, it doesn't turn purple at all.
Okay,
but that didn't happen in Heavensward either, so we shouldn't use that. Is not a big deal yet. If it doesn't turn purple in the next step, though, that's when we should panic. But I mean, glamour. It's just glamour, and they've just slapped another step on it and made it tedious. Yeah. But hey, if you get a good party, the pain will be over very soon. I don't know if I'm gonna even bother getting the armor. I think I'm just gonna get the. Oh,
I'm not getting the armor at all.
No,
armor, dude.
I'm definitely getting.
There's no achievements for it. I went. Okay, weapon achievements, no armor achievements. Yes, never doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing.
I do want to go back and just do one thing, because I've heard a lot of people saying, well, these aren't, again, it's the whole these aren't for raiders thing, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
This is an alternative, and I just cannot agree with that for this Eureka.
Why not?
Because of the mendacity weapon. Because they keep saying this is a good replacement for casual players. And it's like there's so much there's easier ways to get better weapons. Like the mendacity weapon is less of a grind and better. So,
I think it was supposed to be an alternative.
Right.
You know?
Because you're right, because originally these would have come out before mendacity weapons even either would have been readily obtainable, or before they even existed, it would have came out around Bianco or whatever.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is now. I hear so many people saying, "Well, guys, if you're a raider, then just don't do it or whatever." It's like and people, the mendacity weapon takes 7 weeks.
Yeah. And
you think a casual player is going to get their relic done faster than 7 weeks? We're talking about casuals, not somebody who sinks 12 hours a day like most of us.
Yeah, right.
A casual player is not going to get it very fast either, especially when Eureka is dead because nobody's level 1 anymore.
Right. Exactly.
How long is that going to take them?
Yeah.
Probably pretty damn. It's going to be a lot more work, I'll tell you that, than 20 minutes every week to beat Kefka once.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I really
maybe this will breed more hardcore players, because casuals think, well, I can't be bothered anymore.
Might as well do Savage.
So they're pushing people. They're going to make the relic weapon so bad. They're going to be like, fuck it. I'm going to run Briaco. I'm going to do that.
Okay, so, but I'll say this. I like the grind in Eureka. So I'm going to grind anyways. But despite the low item level, I want the glamour. But I mean, the potential here, like for the next step, I would assume that they would actually up the eye level to actually make it worth, because that's when it turns purple. Right now, it just feels like a precursor to the relic. It's not actually a relic right now. It's just blue weapon. It's just a blue, it's a bad blue weapon with 5 materia slots.
We used to get the whole like anima weapon or relic weapon. He used to say that underneath, and I was just like, gear obtained in Animos Eureka.
Yeah.
A Eureka thing.
But
again, I should say I have been pretty negative about it. I do love Eureka.
Now we're going to talk about the positives.
Again.
So now we can save ourselves. So one thing I like about Eureka is the feeling of a large open world. A lot of it is aided by the fact that you can't use mount until level 17, and even then you can't fly. So the world is like extremely dangerous and very open. And because if we could fly here,
that would be rubbish.
Yeah, would be rubbish.
It'd be pointless.
Definitely.
It feels very small.
Yeah. Right now it feels
like,
big.
Oh, fairies there. Whoop, over everything. Land on the fairy. Like, it would be too. Yeah.
And then spawn. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can confirm you can as a lower level you can use 2-player mounts on someone.
Yes, you can.
Right.
Oh,
yes,
that's nice.
And the sense of danger is back in 14, which really has been non-existent in 14, and mostly because of the flying mounts, to be honest. And because there aren't a lot of like really deadly enemies in the overworld in 14. I like they must have reworked how the aggro system works in Eureka, because you can just walk behind them and there's like no chance that they will target you at all. None of them aggro by sound, apparently.
Yeah, it seems like they turned off sound aggro for sure.
Yeah. Which is a pretty good thing.
That's good. Otherwise, it would be impossible to get around.
Yeah, I was literally shitting my pants walking past the doll hand. I'm like, no, I'm afraid to know that he will notice me regardless. Okay.
I mean, we streamed on launch, and we were like, Rollo and Maela were like, they were running ahead because they had probably already figured it out. I did not understand that they didn't hear you, so I was just being the pussy at the end. They're like, and they were like, "Oh, look at this, and I'm like, I'm the streamer. I'm supposed to show what they're. I just stood by a rock, terrified of the monsters around me.
Rollo was trying to be so cool because he was on his ninja, like sneaking past everything.
Yeah.
But then he got to the demons with true sight.
He just got instantly slapped in the face.
So that's a good thing. It also seems like this is long-term content. It's supposed to be. That's why EXP takes so long to accumulate. Of course, people have already reached level 20, I know. But for normal people, I'm sorry,
again, which is what I was saying about the casual thing. It's like, you may be at 17 or 18 and say it doesn't take very long. Well, you're probably not a casual player.
Exactly.
That's something I would actually like to talk about, is the future of Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a little early to be jumping into that, but I'm curious. Whatever. Is like, I mean, I assume it's going to be just. Do you guys think it's going to be whole new zones?
Yes,
because it definitely does seem that way right now.
Yeah,
how much is focused on the word Animos specifically? Mm-hmm. They're not even, everything is. This is Animos. This is just the start. So do you guys think it's going to be a simple? You go into the next zone as level 20, and then you work up from there. And then say if you down level too much, you have to go back to Eureka to get back to 20, or Animos to get back to 20.
I sure hope so.
Or do you think it's going to be an expanded zone or something like that, where they just add like another few teleport crystals and extend the map to like the castle or something like that? And that's where you dream, get your 25 to 30 levels or whatever.
God,
right?
that would make me so happy. There is a point on the map where there's like a hard edge, and there's like this like mountain with like thunder on it. Remember, Animos is air. That's the sort of that's what it means in Greek. So maybe the next one, maybe that's the next one is thunder, and that's where the entrance is.
6 elements. Interesting. So you think there might be 6 zones?
Yeah,
potentially.
That's a lot of fucking grinding.
That is a lot of grinding. But I mean,
let's say 4 steps, guys. Each one, you get identical weapon. You take out 4 steps each time. 6,000 crystals, guys. Hey, what third zone? Let's make it 10,000 crystals, guys. How fun!
Each piece of armor is 20 million crystals.
Sorry, I'm getting negative again. I'm sorry.
Fuck. We have to talk about the fact that we were right about the island. It was Isle of
People in
Valor.
the comments.
Yeah,
people in the comments.
Everyone apologize to us, thank you.
Suck it. We were right.
We were even right. We were even right on the fact that it like sunk and disappeared and shit. Like everything crazy we said was 100% right.
Yeah. Feels
But
good.
yeah, this is
I mean, it was
only
pretty
going to
obvious,
be. This is
wasn't it?
one tiny section of the island, I guess, though.
Yeah,
And
this
the
is
animal spot. So we'll just
apparently.
explore the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Have you guys
Right.
noticed? Okay, this is totally unrelated. Well, it's related, but it's unrelated to. Have you noticed how much they're referencing Klauser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Is
seen-
Bart's gonna be a character?
Oh
in
my
Eureka?
god, I haven't even thought about it.
Bart's Klauser, dude, is his name, and there's Klauser's Peace, Klauser's fucking Hills, or whatever. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of Klausers.
Yeah,
Maybe
what?
he's inside the castle. He's the
That's
one who
been
put
on
the
my
ward
mind.
up. Possibly.
Okay, don't bring that up. Yes, now I am stuck thinking about it. Okay, yeah, that's
Also, wind up
interesting.
Mithra.
Oh my god,
fuck.
I was going to save it
You
because
read the
I
thing,
want
right?
to talk about it so bad because I mean I know yes it's been like
That's
there's no
gross.
way he's been like in every episode I bring it up. Well, yes, I was right. Mithra is Mikote ancestors, so
There's no way.
It was in the lore book too. We talked about it.
You can no longer be ignored. Yes, that Vanadil and Eorzea is linked.
We need to stop. We need to stop. Let's shut down the whole podcast.
I mean, we're all over the place right now. We should just talk about Eureka, but this is a worthy side note because it's been a thing on this channel for a while. We love the conspiracy theories, and for once, one got a real push this time. You get a minion in Eureka. It's a Mithra, and when I heard that, I was like, okay. Probably just a name, and then I read the description and it says that it's the ancestors to the Mikote. Yes, this means that Vanadil and Eorzea is one and the same.
And did you know that Squall dies halfway through because he gets hit with an icicle and Renoa is a deer?
Milo, that one was that's the creator said. What are you stop?
That's been debunked. Please, Mela, please.
So
You know, fine, whatever.
let's move on.
I still don't buy it. I still don't buy it.
You're denying facts. Yes,
I'm not denying.
You're
facts
denying facts.
because there's it's a reference. That's all.
Yeah, it's a reference, but it does say ancestors, and that is
You know what?
pretty.
And I won't say here. I'll justify myself here. I won't say that that's not true. Mithras probably are the ancestors of Mikotes.
Yeah.
Does not mean that they're the same ones as in Vanadil.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Could be using the
In
name.
a zone that
Could just be
contains
a name.
the scorpion harness and the fucking shoes.
Okay, well, it's also a zone based off of Final Fantasy. It's got every character from Final Fantasy V in it, and is based technically in name off of something from Final Fantasy III. So, I mean, that's not something that you can...
Final Fantasy V and 3's world was one and the same. I'm kidding. Let's move on.
Hey, guess what? What's 5 plus
No.
3?
Let's not
14.
go. Let's not go there. One thing that made me happy though was that the NMs actually play the no quarter sound music from 1.0. It's the Behest
Mhm.
theme. That was nice. That's one of my favorite tracks from 1.0. So it was nice seeing that one back. Speaking of 1.0,
It's not going to talk, is it?
It's just
Oh,
Final
oh.
Fantasy breathing... What is it? Freezing assets as usual.
yeah.
Wow,
So
that bot's voice has changed.
we got a drop from Eureka. It's the Strider boots, which speeds up your character's, like it speeds up sprint by 10%. No, wait, I can't remember. No, 10 seconds? Can't
It
remember.
adds
There's
10
something with
seconds to
10.
your sprint, right?
It
Yeah.
adds 10 seconds.
It adds
That's
10 seconds.
way cool.
So that's neat.
Which is actually quite useful in Eureka because the monsters run really quickly.
Yeah, it only works in city states. But still, it's something that
Does
modifies.
anyone know if it works in housing areas? Because that
Oh,
usually
God, it
applies
has
to
to.
housing areas as well, right?
I hope so.
Because like glamour prisms or glamour wardrobe stuff all works in housing areas as well. So I almost wonder if the sprint works in housing areas. If that's the case.
Yeah. I don't know. It would make sense. I
I feel like, did this blow anybody else's mind? Because I was freaking out when I saw that. I was like in disbelief.
Because
Pretty cool.
it means that they're probably like testing this concept out, like gear that enhances, like it doesn't extends a timer. Like it's gear. It's like it blew my. I can't even process it. It's like the Hermes shoes that you got from if you were a 11 player and you started playing 1.0. You got these shoes that would speed up your character because there was no sprint in 1.0. Spoiler. Spoiler.
You spoiled the whole game.
If you're gonna play 1.0, just know.
Yeah,
just
word of warning to if you're going to play 1.0. Now, it would speed up your character, and it was very useful because big maps in 1.0. I'm a bit disappointed that it only works in city states because it would be hella useful in Eureka. I'm surprised it doesn't just work in Eureka, but I'm also glad that it doesn't just work in Eureka because I run around in city states a lot, so it makes that less horrible.
No, you don't. Don't lie to everyone on air. You AFK in city.
Yeah, you AFK, dude. Oh, wow.
God, you're such a liar.
I run to the
market board, which is right in front of you. No, you don't. Just stop.
So this is why I'm so mind blown. Is because they're like he's adamantly said that he doesn't want to do like effect changing gear, and I know.
But now he can.
Say, the Hermes shoes were already in the game. Okay, whatever. That's not obtainable gear that he created. That's old legacy shit that's just left over. It has nothing to do with the current game.
Yeah.
But is this like the first step? Like this is something we talked about back. Not we, but the community talked about back in Realm Reborn, even where they're like, can we have gear that like, maybe extends your fire starter procs for Black Mage, like all these cool ideas, and they were like, no.
Yeah,
gear will never affect your character beyond stats. Well, it is now. Not much. It's very small, very, very slight.
Yeah.
Is this a step in the right direction, and then maybe eventually to like, I don't know, like a skill tree or something?
It could get
that's a stretch.
I think
I was just doing that for Mela.
With any luck, like the relic armor could augment your class's skills. It probably won't. It's a pipe dream for probably all of us, but
probably
that would be one really good way of making the relic gear like viable and cool, and why people would actually get it, because otherwise there's no point in getting it.
We'll see where that goes. It's very interesting though. It's the first item of its kind in the game,
right? I'm interested to see if maybe that'll be the only one forever, or if that is actually something they're looking into now.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think that it'll end up being like white mages generate 2 lilies, like anything like
the dream
serious like that. I know.
Black mages do even more damage.
It's almost overwhelming. But I don't assume it'll get taken that far, but I'm interested to see if they actually keep building on that, because we have the technology.
Yeah, we have the technology. That's true.
It's there.
Yeah,
it's there.
It's there. Okay, so one thing that keeps popping up when talking about Eureka is Diadem 3.0, which is probably the most triggering statement I think anyone can propose to me, because that is that wrong? It's like, okay, so initially you have no idea how angry I was the first 2 days of Eureka. Like Mela knows.
Shout chat was horrible.
I didn't use Chow Chat, but my goodness was I angry at people, because people kept calling it Diadem 3.0, and it's like they forgot what the Diadem was. And maybe some people may never have played Diadem. They just know that Diadem was shit, Eureka's shit, Diadem.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think nearly as many people went into Diadem.
But let me just refresh everyone's memory of the Diadem. So the Diadem, first of all, initially you could only access it through a free company. You had
why not very many people tried it out.
Yes, so you had to get to a free company. You had to have an airship that had found the Diadem, or I think you could you do. Did you have to find the normal one?
You had to find it.
You had to do for both. Okay,
you had to find it.
There were 2 difficulties as well, so you had to find both of them. The hard one, which was the one that was the only one worth doing, You had to find, and it was difficult to find. It was in a high level area. You had to go. It was, if you've touched airships, you know. It was promised to be a large open zone. Turns out it's a big open zone, but with tiny land masses. And it's an area that is built for flying, yet every single time you spawn there, you have to unlock flying by finding ether currents, which everyone loved when they were introduced in Heavensward. And then you start flying, and there's nothing there. There is nothing. And then they made Diadem 2.0. What did they do? They added fates and emergency missions, which spawned so rarely. There was no point. But yet,
I've never
Diadem 2.0 dropped a better weapon than both the raiding weapon and the relic. That is the only thing that is weird about the Diadem 2.0. But that is the Diadem. Is that what you want instead? Is my question.
No, but I think you're missing out on some kind of important points with the Diadem.
Come with them.
Which is loot boxes with the exact same gear drop
that's
progression.
True.
Exactly the same gear drop progression.
Yeah.
The fact that, just like DDEM, you start off in the low-level areas and you have to work your way up. Granted, there's no individual leveling system, so you weren't necessarily directly restricted. It was, again, by ether currents and stuff. And I think 2.0 was completing the certain objectives first, right?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with ether currents anymore, but there is definitely some similarities there.
There are very few, but you could say that about like everything. It's like, it's Palace of the Dead. It's like you get loot boxes in Palace of the Dead too.
Yeah, but you don't get them the same way. You literally got loot boxes going and killing big monsters in Diadem, and then they give you a bunch. You go to the lockpick and they'd open them and you'd get shit out of it. Like the loot system is identical.
If that's the only thing people got out of it and they're like, this is Diadem 3.0, then that's pretty weird because nothing else looks like the Diadem in Eureka. That's just people.
I mean, just the general concept is kind of the same.
So to me, it was like they literally can't win, the devs. This is content that we haven't seen in 14 yet, and people are calling it the Diadem 3.0. It's like, we don't want anything. We want it's like we want the old content, the same patch cycle, please. Don't put this in because it's just going to be Diadem 3.0.
I think you're taking that. I mean, I'm torn on this.
Initially, people really meant it.
To use it.
Yes,
right. They're trying to use it as an insult, right?
Yes.
But I don't think it actually is as much of an insult because, in my opinion, if Diadem were to have continued, it would have ended up like this. So I think, in a sense, it is fair to call it Diadem 3.0 because it, again, is the same general concept. It's fair
to call it Diadem 3.0. Did you just say that? You're triggered.
Yeah, it feels like a progression of...
Yeah. But no. Hold on. We need to chill.
Lukiel, you say every time you left the Diadem... 2.0.
Every time you left the Diadem, your progress was reset. There was no progression in the Diadem whatsoever.
Well, you kept your spoils.
We're just saying it's like...
You're talking about the lockboxes. The lockboxes isn't the primary goal of Eureka.
No, and the whole concept of the entire zone I find very...
What? The
concept of the zone I find very similar, as Rolo's saying.
Yeah.
I disagree to a point where I don't think we can even discuss it.
I'll put it this way.
The fates are just normal fates too.
They're just different, right?
Yeah.
Is it still fair to call 2.0 because it took the same concepts and adapted it into a new game, into a new thing, but still has the base concepts of the old thing?
Wait, what?
1.0 turned into 2.0. They're very different games.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They took the concepts from one, put it into the next one. That's why it's called 2.0.
Yeah.
This is very similar.
2.0 is very misleading. It was a marketing attempt because it's not the same game at all.
Right. Exactly.
But why are we using this as
because Diadem... These concepts are concepts that I think were originally bounced off in Diadem.
We already know that. We already know. This was supposed to be Diadem 3.0, yes.
Right. Exactly it. So I think it's just built off of a similar foundation, and it's taken into relics, and sure, the progress and stuff works very differently. But
would you call it Diadem 3.0?
I get it. Will I call it Diadem 3.0? No, I won't.
Exactly.
I'll be calling it Eureka.
That's
but
the
I
point.
understand 100% why.
No, people used it as a derogatory term, this is failed content. Diadem is a failed type of content because they didn't put any... Like, when they made Diadem, they just thought, we'll just put these floating islands around, some monsters on it, some fates, a very low...
Do we know this is a failure yet?
Do we? No, we don't. We don't. But I see the potential. There's more... We never saw potential in Diadem. Like, day one, everyone knew this content is shit.
That's true.
And people stopped
Well, that's what people said day one of Eureka too. Don't forget.
Yeah, but the thing is, it split the community. The diadem did not. The diadem everyone was universally boycotting the diadem and stopped using it. And Square Enix was like, "Well, we fucked up." And I mean, can you even get into the diadem? And you still can, I guess.
Yeah.
You can still go in with your own airship, or technically, I guess, with a party of 8 in Ishgard.
Yeah. And the fates in the diadem were just fates. They were like, here's pick up some stuff on the ground, deliver it to this dude. It's just like, you just took a Realm Reborn fates, put some dinosaurs in them. Diadem. I mean, at least here they put some effort in.
They're just boss fates.
Single boss. Yeah, did they have mechanics though? Like actual, like the ones in Diadem was like, there's an area, boom. Just the same shit.
I kind of disagree. I think that's all it is in Eureka too.
Numbers. Look at numbers. It has a void gate you have to kill before it spawns the shit. It has an ad.
Oh my god!
It has
what a revolutionary thing. That's so stupid.
That's not what you pick out of Fate that has that.
What do you mean?
Like a normal Fate doesn't have that. It's an NM. Like for people that
I guess, but I mean, like stuff like Odin and stuff that all has ads.
Yeah, but he's considered like a special.
Right. I'm just saying that it's not like some revolutionary.
They couldn't even put an Odin thing into Diadem. They couldn't even put like
stuff we've seen before.
I'm not saying it's not something we've seen before. It's how they put it together into Eureka. Like they can put things. They could have put Titan into just a roaming Titan in Diadem, and I'll be fucking amazed. But we've seen Titan before, but seeing him in Diadem would be fucking awesome, wouldn't it?
I guess it'd be fun.
Can still be the same thing. Can still be things we've seen before and be feel new and fresh. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not
just say that Fates. I mean, feel
in
fresh.
Regards to, I see what they mean with the Diadem comparison, but I think I'd let Eureka stand on its own merits.
Yeah.
It's trying, it's obviously trying to break away from the Diadem. And do something slightly new with the hunting concept.
Yeah.
And it's done it a lot better, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel more sense of a community in Eureka than I've ever done in the Diadem. Like people, like the fact that they made they
just don't come to an NA server, please. Don't look. You don't want to see it.
I would never. I would never
see it. Oh my god, it's cancer, dude.
We're so polite.
Ours are amazing, and the Eureka is fantastic in that it has absolutely no downtime. You are constantly able to chain, and if you don't want to anymore, you can return. Whereas the Diadem was, you do 2 missions, and you stand there and hope that it spawns the.
I agree with that 100%. If you're doing nothing in Eureka, it's because you're choosing to do nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest positive. It's
Yeah.
pure, just grind to your heart's content.
Yeah.
Which I think is very necessary because of the time limit, right?
Yeah.
It's like, which DDM I never understood because they put a time limit on you and they're like, do as much as you can. And you're like, well, I can't. Nothing's up.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Gather, dude.
I kind of wish you could gather in Eureka,
Gathering, yeah. Well, I mean, that would make it very similar to Diadem.
I just think that, in my opinion, Gathering was the most successful thing from Diadem.
That's true. That's true.
So, like, I kind of would have enjoyed to see something somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get why it's not there. You're right, because they don't want to literally make it like, it's different, guys. We promise.
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe in the future, like they could sneak some Gathering stuff back in. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Also, go ahead.
The only thing Diadem did better than Eureka is that its mount was a guaranteed reward if you put the amount of effort in, whereas Eureka's one is fully RNG.
Yeah.
That's the only good part.
So fun.
Yeah.
I'm holding my tongue. I'm waiting. Don't worry.
One major difference. This is the last time we'll compare it to the Diadem. I just need to get that out there. Killing a monster in the Diadem meant nothing. Usually, killing a monster in Eureka progresses your character. Usually, unless you're way above it or below it. There's a purpose to the killing, whereas in Diadem, I just felt like I was there. And there was no reason for me to be there. In Eureka, I have a purpose. There's even a story, which we haven't even talked about. There is an overarching... We're not going to talk about the spoilers. No spoilers. Yeah, but there is a storyline.
Yeah.
Which Diadem did. Diadem was just like, there's some floating shit in Ablathian Spine. You can go there. Look at some shit. Have some fun. Look at some dinosaurs. Welcome to Jurassic Park. That was that. Well, here there's like an intriguing story, which I haven't finished it, obviously, but I want to.
Which harkens back to A Realm Reborn as well. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that Rollo is just.
And we know that Rollo hates this.
He's got something that he needs to say.
I want Rollo to just.
Okay, before we unleash Rollo, let's
Before we unleash
put a cage over him quick.
The last thing I want to talk about is the Aetherytes being level locked. How
That's a pretty decent way of
a
doing
lot
it.
of people were really angry about, still are very angry about that. I feel like it's unnecessary. How do you guys feel about it?
I was angry at
Probably for the
first.
better.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Rollo.
Go ahead.
I'm saying that part. That's probably for the better, because I mean, like, you don't want people hiding or sneaking over there as a ninja or some other class. To,
Like you did.
Yeah.
And then just stick with Aetheryte. But I mean, there's no point for you to do that anyway, because when you do, there's just high level monsters that would just one shot.
Yes.
So it's kind of a non-issue, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I was kind of upset at first,
Mhm.
and then I realized it only proved its motivation for me, because I was like, I really want to get to level 9.
Yeah.
So I can unlock these things.
Yeah.
So I think it only affected me in a positive way for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mila?
Go ahead, Mila. Actually, I have something I want to say after about that, though.
Oh no, I mean, I don't think it was particularly necessary, but it's a nice way of showing a little bit more progression. You know,
Yeah.
you've hit level 9, now you can do this.
Mhm.
It ties in. No real spoilers, but it ties in with the story, so it's
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, but see, that's my problem with that is like there was a weird gap in the story, a very large gap,
Mm.
which again makes me think that this might have been like 10 was the original cap or something like that. And because you go
The
from-
level they kept changing every time. They talked about level 30 at one point, and they talked
Right.
about. I don't think they've ever mentioned it lower, but it might have been. Yeah, they very clearly didn't know at first
right,
where to
and
put
like
the
there's a
level.
gap from level 7 all the way to what is it, 13?
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like half the time. That's literally like half the time you're in Eureka.
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
just nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you can go get the 9 crystals in the beginning, but it's like I kind of wish the story, I guess, was a little more spread out evenly, opposed to like front loaded and end loaded.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's such a minor complaint, though. In all honesty,
Uh-huh.
that I wouldn't even consider it a complaint.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's 5 to 13, not 7 to 13. That's right.
Oof,
Yeah.
Oh,
5.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
5. Yeah. That's true.
that's bad.
Yeah.
It's like level 1, 2, 3, 5, 13.
Right? Yeah. It's really strange.
So we've talked about the lock boxes and how like we haven't really gone into detail about it, but mostly you get a lot of fireworks and the Mithril Eye logo.
Yeah.
I love that one. That's my favorite. But on this Tuesday, there'll be a maintenance and they will fix the lock boxes. They will reduce the amount of fireworks dropped.
Why? Who did that? Who did that?
Just
So,
remove
I think
them, please. No.
Everyone wants some traces.
Yeah, they're adding
Give me
Eureka
clear, Debbie.
potions instead, so that'll be the new firework.
Oh, that's
I guess.
cool.
That's
fine.
And most of the gear and stuff that you get now will be tradable.
That's
So
good
you
as
can
well, 'cause
sell it.
So many boots.
What if that means the housing items and stuff will be tradable as well?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that would make
probably.
sense, wouldn't it? Because
Yeah, because I actually went in and this was before I realized they weren't very rare.
yeah, oh right.
But at first I was like, oh, why don't they let people sell these? Because that's a good way for DPS to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Or non-crafters, just combat people to make money.
Yeah.
Then I realized, yeah, they're only going to sell for like 100 gil anyways, because everyone has like 10 of them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
um,
But on the flip side, if you've managed to get yourself a dinosaur horn and you haven't used it, day one, sell that for like.
I
20
don't
mil.
think the dinosaur horn will be tradable, to be honest.
I think it will.
You think everything's going to be tradable?
I think they're
Like
just gonna
everything?
Go for it.
They didn't say
I mean,
everything.
some people get
so-
like 5 of those horns. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You'll have to discard them anyway. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's. I wouldn't actually mind if they make things tradable. I wouldn't mind if they threw in.
You cut
really
out.
wouldn't.
You cut out. What?
Sorry. Okay. If they are making everything tradable, I actually would not mind if they just throw in ludicrously rare items.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at that point, like, I don't want them. I don't want a 0.1% drop rate on something that only I have the chance to get, and that RNG can screw me over for 20 years.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But if it's like, if you get lucky, you get lucky. If not, somebody can sell it for 10 million.
Yeah.
How did you get your Ravana bird?
Yeah.
Eureka.
Well, okay, maybe not like that. I'm more talking about like maybe specific housing items.
Or
You know, some really cool housing items.
general purpose die, please.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, okay, sure.
So that's that. Okay, Rollo, why do you hate Eureka so much?
Unleash the Rollo.
Oh my god. I have never bounced off more like in content from FF14 ever. Like Eureka was such a fucking roller coaster of emotions for me.
Yeah.
Because like we streamed it like day one, right?
Yeah.
And like leaving the stream, I felt pretty okay. By the way, I should say that. But at the start, I'm like, we're doing stuff on the beach, we're just killing mobs, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we were worried. Yeah.
I tried to go in positive, by the way, right? I didn't expect any. Well, I did expect things, but I tried to keep an open mind and see the good in it. And it's like, you kill a few mobs. Like, okay, you see the XP, right? I'm like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too bad, level 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. Killing mobs anymore, not a good source of XP. Understandable. Okay, what do you do? NM hunt trains. Okay, what else do you do? You look for the XP fairy and you do the quest, and that's it. That's all Eureka is. And I mean, I know you guys know I fucking hate relics.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. I know.
Like, this is not for me. This is so boring, and I fucking hate it.
You elitist rating scumbag.
So
you're such an elitist Raiders trash.
God, I just hate Raiders so much.
Yeah, fucking Raider, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's
goddamn crafter.
See, that's the thing. It's content for certain people. It's not for everyone. I mean, it's very easy. It's as easy as that.
Good.
Which is it's good because now you have a viable choice. You can just do roulettes. You can do savage. You can do Eureka. I mean, there are 3 types of content now. One of them is very dull. Just doing roulettes is. I mean, for casuals, that has been the only thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So now they actually have
Palace of the Dead.
something else.
Yes.
What? Yeah, Palace of the Dead, I guess. But yeah, now there's like a proper a world that they can use because I've seen a lot of people say that that end game for 14 for them is not raiding. All they do is roulettes, and they have no motivation to do anything else. Eureka can help with that. Now there is content for them. You can just jump in, you can get some EXP, jump out, and let it rest. The only thing they have to fix is if you get left behind. What?
This brings up a whole other thing that reminded me. Did you guys hear about the thing where people are just down leveling when they?
Oh god, yeah.
When they leave?
The bug.
Oh yeah, the rewind
people are
thing.
just down leveling and people are losing like 4 levels and they go offline.
Yeah.
What the shit, dude? Don't do that.
That's their fault for leaving.
They had an emergency.
And then going away for 3 hours.
They had 2 emergency maintenances. The last one apparently fixed that bug. So that's
their fault. They should never leave.
You should never leave. I mean, the bug apparently occurred. Some people reported that it occurred if you logged out while in Eureka, and the timer ran out while you were logged out, and then when you would log in, it wouldn't save your data or whatever. And then there was another instance where if you try to join the same instance several times, maybe because you're looking for your friend, because there's no way to select an instance, sometimes you would load too fast and the server wouldn't know that you've actually loaded in, so it'll just keep your old data on the one server, and then you do leveling up and then you log out and it doesn't save it because this doesn't match, and it's like
it weirdly saves a lot of stuff when you go into Eureka.
Yeah,
I remember I went in with a party, people left hours ago. When I left Eureka, I was in that party again.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does the game even remember that I was still in that party? That's
it's weird.
What?
It is weird.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess that's stupid. I guess it's the exact same as going into a dungeon.
Yeah. But then at the same time, they can't even. They have to split city states into 2 zones.
Right.
What a weird game.
It is
right.
weird.
Yeah, you're totally right. That's actually a really good point.
It is a strange game.
Let me say though, I have some nice things to say about Eureka.
Okay.
Yeah, please, Rollo, because you've been negative.
Please save yourself from the comment section when this goes up on YouTube.
Comments. They already made fun of me because of St. Patrick's Day. They're gonna keep it.
We're all getting roasted, dude. Don't worry.
Yeah, because St. Patrick's Day is an American holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, you did call it an American holiday.
I love how you say that, and you can just see me look up like, oh, and then we just moved on because I'm like,
I'm pretty sure I went like, what?
We didn't really discuss it. It was just like, and then we moved on.
Let me explain that at least, and let me just say it. And that like the way Americans treat like St. Patrick's Day is so different from where else. It feels like just our thing.
Yeah.
Like same thing with Mexican Independence
Feels like
Day.
our thing.
Yeah, it does because we're just stealing it.
Yeah.
Like same thing with Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
It's the
That's
same
a really
thing.
American thing, actually. Saying you're
It
Irish.
really is.
Okay. This isn't the
This is
Great
not the
Holiday
culture.
podcast. Let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We'll tell you your part in the show post show.
so nice things to say. I do like the community effort type thing, sort of. I do like it when I know it's kind of a novelty, just like typing, "Oh, looking for group," or I mean, that's kind of cute. I like that. I like just like meeting people in the field and be like, "Hey, you want to join up? Yeah, sure, we'll join." Like that's fun. That's nice.
Yeah.
The area is really nice too. I like exploring it. There's stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The quest is interesting. It's a shame it's locked behind that.
It's very but of course I don't like how little I like how spread out the story is. I wish they made more of it, like whatever, but but do you at least see the potential then, Rollo, for the future? Because surely this will be adjusted, but I know that this isn't your content.
Let me rephrase that content. Do you see the potential for other people?
Yeah, do you see the potential for other people, Rollo?
For non-elitists like you?
I guess. I mean, if you like just standing around slapping mobs till NM spawns, sure. That's not. I like boring content. Like I can do boring things. Like I cap every week on 2 characters. I cap Beast Tribes every week on 2 characters too.
Yeah, that's true.
Fucking hate Eureka.
I don't get it. I can't. I don't understand.
No.
So boring.
It,
not
but...
fun.
I genuinely don't like leveling. It's like the worst thing in the world. But for some reason, Eureka, you got me. You got me.
It could have been so much more. That's what
I agree with. It could have been so much more. But maybe in the future, Rollo, maybe in the next map we'll get, because surely they'll learn from this. Like this, they will use feedback from. Well, I'm being hopeful. Don't piss on it yet.
Squadrons, Lukeil, and they're still terrible.
And they put out Copperbell Mines hard.
Oh, God, you.
Let's get triggered about squadrons now, dudes.
I actually like Squadron.
Oh my God! What is this upside down podcast day? What is this? It's okay. Whatever, Rollo.
Dress up with my little soldiers and they put them in the cute costume.
Oh no!
Taking them on a little adventure.
Oh no! Okay,
all right, buddy.
My God!
Is there any?
I haven't done it recently though, because I've already done everything and there's no point.
Okay.
2 characters.
Okay, so
I see a future in Eureka if they make some big changes.
Okay,
but it's not for me.
It's
not my future.
It might change up. If they change it up a little bit, maybe I'll jump on. But
I think you'll eventually be the #1 power player for Eureka.
Maybe you don't know.
Yeah,
but I also see it having a long life with how it is currently. I
sort of see what you mean with that. Actually, once everyone's done it,
but
then
you can still do House of the Dead.
One.
I would assume that they would just add more lockbox items to the lockboxes.
Make it so you can earn normal XP from doing it, and we can level alt jobs, and it'll last forever. Almost.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
But that would make it last longer.
It would make it last longer.
But I'm just saying that would make it last
longer.
You have to.
What? You have to be full rotation to go in there anyway. So I mean,
and you get synced to 300 or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't want that at all. Please no. Yeah, it'll get worse.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Look
how people treat PvP, dude. No thanks.
Yeah. That's true.
No thanks.
So what do you guys want added to Eureka to make it better?
better fucking weapons is my thing. Give me something that I can go in and actually have it at all worth to go get my alt jobs weapons. You know, I want something that I got my savage weapon.
Yeah.
I got my mendacity weapon for my other jobs. Okay, well, you know what? I like playing white mage, but I'm never going to sink enough time to go get Bianca weapon for white mage or go get a mendacity weapon because I want my tomes for like black mage gear now or something.
Yeah.
That seems like the perfect place to put that gear in. And 255 is just not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
355 is just not worth it.
Not even for the glamour?
It is. So the glamour, I haven't seen them because I've avoided stuff for the most part.
Oh, okay.
So I've only actually seen the Scholar book. It's the only one I've seen so far. Just because somebody walked by me with it. I liked it. I thought it looked really pretty.
I love how it like changes color. Because we thought it was dyeable, but it turns out it's just rotating between colors. Yeah.
Right. And I think I think if they can, glamour aside, because I probably will do it for the glamour. I mean, I have the monk fists, and I hate monk. Like for him. So I mean, I'll do it for the glamour, and I don't even like the look of them. So I'll do it anyways for sure. But it would just be nice to have something that is usable when I get it.
Yeah.
Like I guess
agree.
they're all usable, but
but they're like already outdated.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I want that feeling of having a purple weapon in my main hand and not being ashamed of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because if you glamour it, it won't be purple. It will be whatever weapon you have, and it'll be blue.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. I totally
Square
agree.
Enix, if you're listening, and someone sort of already put it in chat, but several daily quests where it's like kill 20 water aspected monsters, and you get like 10% of your XP bar plus some crystals. And then like also challenge log stuff where you again gain crystals.
I support that 100% actually, Mela, because they kind of said originally they were like, you can do it solo. That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
It's very
definitely
Yeah,
difficult.
good luck with that.
Cannot.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you can, but you'll be done in like 5 to 6 years from now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's so kind of absurd to assume that you can do it solo. So maybe to add a few things that can give you some daily experience that even if you're not going to like spend an hour in there every day, you go in there and you go knock out your quest, get a tenth of a bar of EXP and then leave, come back the next day. I agree with that.
Like hunting log. Like it makes sense in Eureka.
Like your
and it just updates every day.
And
maybe like the weekly one will give you like a full level, and then you'll at least be done in 20 weeks.
Had leave mates, dude. I want to share some leads with my friends out there. They'll have a good time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, add some leaves, whatever.
Yeah, I think really just in general, better weapons and just more ways to get the same content done.
Yeah,
it's just all it is masking the amount of little things you're doing. You're always gonna end up killing monsters and killing NMs, right?
Yeah.
But you would definitely mask it and make it seem like there's so many more ways to go about it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and sometimes faking it till you make it is all you need, right?
Yeah.
Eureka's got to fake it till they make it. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone thinks I'm Stallone. So.
Right. Exactly.
It's true.
Still Stallone. And you made it.
Yeah. So are there any final words on Eureka that you guys want to talk about? I feel like we've talked about everything.
Just that it's, really good job, Square Enix, for what, you delivered what you said you'd deliver. Sure, not everyone likes it, but not everyone likes relics.
Yeah,
it's fine. You can always add to it.
that was my biggest fear initially, that they would take all this sudden feedback that came like immediately following this, and they would just abandon it like they did Diadem, because they panicked with the Diadem and they just like, we're not touching this again. And if they do this with Eureka, it's a tragedy because there's so much potential here.
Yeah,
just don't fuck it up.
People were so alarmist on that first day.
Yeah, they were
so alarmist. Oh my god, this is going to take 8 years. How much has people changed since then? People are like, this is a ridiculous grind. And now everybody in chat's like, guys, it's not hard. You can get it done in a week. It's flipped so incredibly much.
It was funny to see. The thing I liked was seeing the people that were obviously they had already decided to hate this content on day one, seeing how they like eventually turned. Like some were like, I read it, that's where I read all of this. Like people were like, this boring shit. It's too hard, too much HP. And then as people like warmed up to it, they started complaining about other things that were like, suddenly it wasn't too hard, it was too easy now because the mobs apparently de-aggro you now, and now that's an issue. It's like, dude, why?
I expected the mobs to aggro longer, actually. I was surprised they were too short range.
I was surprised that it's not... Certain mobs seem to follow you for longer, but they don't really follow you that long. So you're not totally fucked if you have enough distance between you and it. And if you're a healer, you're pretty much... I mean, unless you wander off to a level 20 zone when you're level 5.
Even then, if you pop sprint, as soon as you pull it, you'll still be okay.
Yeah.
Hey, use bind, freeze. It actually works pretty well if you have to. Or sleep.
Tip.
I'm sorry, dude. That shit's been off my hotbar for years.
Guys, I won't group with you unless you have sleep on your hotbar.
Oh my god, you elitist scumbag. You just did more.
Wow.
Sleeper kick.
To be fair though, for a relic step, this has been for like the real hardcore people who have gone in really fast.
Yes.
Really fast for a relic.
It is really fast.
Yes.
I got my relics pretty damn quick in Heaven's Word.
Yeah, but my god, this is like content that's made just to like... Because you could like almost cheese it with the other relics, because you could do dungeons that you could you could speedrun certain dungeons to get light and all that. Like people,
I'm talking about my first.
Oh yeah, we're talking about the first step. I can't even remember.
First couple steps.
What you mean, the luminous crystals?
The luminous crystals was
Luminous
atma
crystals.
farming, basically.
Which didn't take long at all. I had
Depended on your RNG. Depended on your luck,
first
I
like
guess.
5 days or something.
Yeah,
Because I handed 2 in.
but people already
I
have
don't count those.
people already have the relics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like
I had my
yesterday
relic.
or the day before. That's when the first
I had my
reports.
Heaven's Word relic by this point though as well. So I don't think it's that much faster. I had 4 Heaven's Word relics. Again,
It's
2 cheated, but I had 4.
It's pretty fast for content that everyone screamed was going to be too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you can't deny
I mean,
that.
That being said, I don't think that. I think if you sync the same amount of time, I think it's really not as bad. I think it's about the exact same amount of grind if you're doing it 24/7 like those people have.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
10 years.
That being said, I don't believe that this is going to for sure tell us what the rest of the steps are going to be like. There's a part of me that says, guys, this is going to be the same thing 6 times over, but it's going to be blank crystal instead of Animo's crystal. And I also don't want to believe that that's true, and I feel like there's going to be more interesting ways to get the relic.
Yeah, because that is a scary thought.
Like,
if they
rare, like elemental drops from certain NMs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the path
don't
forward?
want to
Like
do that 6 more times.
Yeah.
Or 5 more times, I guess.
That is a good point. I haven't thought that far ahead. If it's the same thing all over again,
just in a different zone,
then we might have a
join
problem.
me.
Then I might join Rollo. But if I'm assuming that this is a test, that's why I feel like Eureka is pretty bare bones, because they're like testing it out. Also, that's probably why we don't have a lot of stuff happening, because maybe that's for the next map.
Right, I agree. Because when you really think about it, like if you take the first step of any relic, looked at it and you extrapolated that in the future without knowing, you thought the relics were incredible.
You're hardcore cutting out. What did you say?
If you were to take the first step of any relic and like project that onto the rest of the steps, you would have been so wrong and would have thought the relic was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you hadn't known the steps yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take luminous crystals, you'd be like, oh, so the next 5 steps are going to be grinding fates.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't end up being the truth. So I have faith that the relics might actually be quite different next step or by the end.
Yeah.
If not, then I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle.
Do you think we're going to have to do every primal on hard mode again?
Yeah, let's why not?
But that's the thing I like about Eureka is that you don't have to go back to old content. You're using this new content. I just wish there was more new content. But maybe, as we said, the next map will introduce something else. Maybe unique trials.
Yes, that would be cool.
I mean, who knows? Who really knows what it is?
We don't
little mini dungeons within the new zone.
That would be Mila.
Mela. That would be so much fun.
And that's very possible because
holy shit,
my
open
God.
world dungeons.
Or even what if?
Are we finally getting Peace Garden and all that? We're getting all the 1.0.
Are you bad? Are you having a bad reaction or a good?
No,
reaction?
I'm having a good. It's so good. It's bad.
If it's open world, that would be cool.
I don't know. I'm so confused.
Couldn't tell.
I think both an open world one would be cool, or one where when you go in, it just is your 8-man party. It's like seamless transition.
Oh, that'd be so good, dude.
seamless transition. There's no such thing in Fortnite.
Like swimming?
Yeah, like
Wait,
swimming, no loading screen.
Wait, zone dividers? Oh shit!
No zone dividers.
Yeah, a lot of people. I want to
I
point
feel like
this
they
out.
try and just go, oh, where can we put a zone divider here?
Adam pointed out
Right.
Hamlet Defense. A lot of people screamed about Hamlet Defense. Would have been
Yes, that's
such a
true.
good idea in Eureka, and it can still happen. The new map might have
I might have
Hamlet.
flipped if something like that was in there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
basically this is a good testing ground for any content they thought about putting in. That being said, if they fuck it up, it's bad.
Yeah.
If they
Very
mess
bad.
it up, then it's going to be very bad.
And it's bad not only for us, but it's bad for the game because it probably means they'll never do anything like this again.
Exactly, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So give constructive feedback and don't just knee
Don't
whine.
don't whine if you've
Well
only
said.
leveled one level or not even touched Diadem, because they are very
just said
sensitive to that kind of
Yeah. You
feedback.
just said diadem.
Did I?
You just called it diadems. That's
Don't clip it. Don't clip it. Don't clip it.
Everyone clip that.
Don't clip it. No, I was thinking about Diadem when I said it, because the reason why they won't do it is because of Diadem's failure in the past. That's why I said Diadem.
I couldn't agree, and I think it's probably words that are just going into the air, and it doesn't mean anything. But I
Yeah.
totally agree with Mela. Do the content, then formulate your opinion,
Yeah.
then tell them how you feel.
Yeah.
In that order specifically, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's not form your opinion, then try it, then rant. It's
Freudian clip.
there's only one order,
Yeah.
and just let's just be a little more patient.
Yeah.
Don't knee jerk reaction, right?
It's not even been out a week.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. It feels
Give
like
it a
it's been
little bit
2
of
months.
Yeah.
Let
The
it
amount of
mature a
opinions that
little
have
bit.
been out.
I think the real test is at the second step.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
So if that second step is, I'm honestly just probably never gonna finish it. So
Yeah. Well, the true test, by the way, for Eureka is how many players remain after the first or couple of weeks.
Exactly,
That's like the true test, and that will truly show how many people like to play Eureka.
Well, you notice if there isn't lots of people playing because of the instances. It's not zones, right? So you might not even
Right.
notice.
That's true.
Mm.
That's true. I mean, hey.
There would just be less instances running, and it would be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you come in 2 weeks' time as a elemental level 1, and you still manage to get it done within a reasonable time, it's worked.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Okay, we need to move on. So thank
Yeah.
you to Eureka for being Eureka.
What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that was
I'm
a weird
sure we'll
thing.
talk about you.
Thank you
next
to our
week.
guest, Eureka.
just
Oh yeah,
If
we'll
you
talk.
are-
bad, please.
If you are the spaghetti run guy, come on the show. As a
I'm
guest.
pretty
Oh my
sure
God.
Spaghetti Run Guy is not watching.
Oh, I wish so bad. I love you, spaghetti guy. You'll live on forever in my heart.
Okay, so we need to switch. I just want to show everyone how many notes I made for this Eureka segment. I haven't. It's
Oh my God.
there's a,
Oh my
like
God.
I've even had to write like on the sides, like yeah. So
Gone mad.
I wrote down. I scoured the internet and read it on the official forums. I looked for arguments and I wrote them down so I could kill them all today, and I did it. Minimum eye level. We
Yes.
did the vault, and now we're gonna watch
Yeah.
it.
The taint.
Oh baby.
Did you find it all right? I can barely remember it, but I don't think it was very hard, was it?
It was
I
not-
No,
didn't
we
get any sleep
actually-
that day.
we actually commented the fact that it was too easy. We managed to kill like the one priest before he was finished summoning the thing. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah, and
and Rollo
we-
was like, "I've never seen this happen."
yeah, but I remember
And
the
then we
same
got
thing, like trying to kill him before, and then just having a little bit left.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess that's just the DF.
maybe,
Mm.
yeah.
Like,
might be
is that how bad players are? That we just realize they're like, oh, if you play your job right, this is how this goes.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
yeah. And we
Wait, I
also
use cooldowns, and the last boss doesn't one shot me.
also didn't die
Interesting.
once, except for that one time, which you'll see in the video.
Mm.
So the vault came with patch 3.0 level. We were level synced to 57 in minimum eye level. It's a 90-minute one, which every single dungeon is. And the bosses are Ellison,
Come on,
so
bring
they
out that
have good
French.
names.
I can get it for you.
Yeah, do it. Yes.
Sir Adelphel Brightblade,
Mm-hmm.
Sir Greneau the Bull,
Mhm.
and Sir Sharba.
Sir Sherbet.
So this is also the birth of Pope Lukiel, and
the death of Pope Lukiel.
And
And the death, yeah, that's
the death
true.
is not
No.
in this video. However, that is an oversight on my part that I didn't realize until I had rendered it.
Oversight.
It is an oversight. It is worth putting in, so it will be put into the YouTube. We did a hunt, and Pope Lukiel fell to his death, and it was very.
Oh my god,
dramatic.
you have to include that. You
Yeah.
absolutely have to include that.
This
100%.
video-
Died to that long haft guy,
Yeah,
whatever he was called.
yeah. This video is very rough around as usual. The YouTube versions always differ a little bit from what we show here.
They're usually better and have all the garbage cut out.
Yeah.
More or
Has
less.
our artist returned for this episode?
There is no artist for this episode.
I said something else.
We didn't commission an artist for this. So here's our minimum eye level run of the vault, and I'm very sorry. Oh yeah, I want to point out one thing, because we thought like this is a great run. After we were done, we were like patting ourselves on the back. Good job, everyone!
We
Very
tried hard.
funny.
And then I looked back at
Aren't
the
we witty?
footage, and the volume levels were wrong, and another thing that happened was that we were so on fire, in fact, we kept talking over each other. So all of our jokes are just garbled messes. So most of the jokes are gone.
Just laugh.
So
So we were all like, guys, we made so many funny jokes.
all of the funny jokes are gone, because we like keep talking like there's a good joke and there's a good joke over the good joke, and then someone like right at the end comes with another joke. So it's just like I don't know what to do. So a lot of stuff has been removed, sadly. So but yeah, you'll see what we left behind in this. Enjoy minimum eye level of the vault. Okay,
That was awful.
welcome back. That was terrible.
I didn't sleep at all that day, just so you guys know.
I didn't. Me and
not
Rolo
me.
both had not slept. Actually, we were both up for like 30 hours before we filmed that video. So I blame
So,
that.
it shows.
Yeah, there's like 4 different storylines in that dungeon, and it was a pain to edit. And even after editing it, I mean, I had to have something in the video, so there are still segments where we overlap, and there's like audio level issues. I think my ally is like way too loud in that video. I didn't notice that until it was too late. So Mila's doing like this I don't know what were you doing at the beginning? Was it like David Attenborough or whatever? You were doing like a role play, and it was just, it was.
I don't know what I was doing, but I wish I wasn't doing it.
the regret.
The only good part was the story which Yaz typed to me. His upbringing.
It's time for MogMail. As always, remember to send us MogMail from speaker6iv.com/MogMail. Let's run the intro again. You will not get an in-game mail.
Everyone check it.
I think we're going to start with MogMail number 2, because that is about what we've just talked about. Although it's just sort of reinforcing what we've just said. Why is Yas broke? No, never mind. Okay, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Never mind. I thought we had a technical issue. We didn't. Don't worry. Crisis averted. Okay, let's look at the first mail here. It's from Scythen from Lich. Eureka, in a basic way, is like an open world boss rush with lows in the chaos and mechanic rushes. It's fun, but it's held back by the limitations in the game client when it comes to the amount of objects rendered at once, which can cause issues when it's really busy. Overall, I love it.
Word.
Word up, Scythen.
I agree. I mean, we've already talked about this, so
I also agree.
everyone but Rollo agrees.
Yeah.
And
Rollo only disagrees because he likes to be different.
Oh, because I like squadrons more, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Something that is very, I would say, it's kind of related. It's related to hunts. So I think we'll just take that one too real quick, because this is like an age-old question. I don't think it can be applied to Eureka, because Eureka is kind of different. You really can't do this in Eureka. But let's take a look at this one. This one's from Azure Rose from Odin. Hey guys, just wanted to say that I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Also, I wanted to know what your opinions are on pulling early on hunts, especially S rank, since Odin has a notorious FC known for pulling as soon as they see a hunt, and other players who decided to join the early pulling rampage. And we're not talking about 2 to 3 minutes, but usually once a hunt is announced, it's already pulled. Thanks for the answers. Have a great day. Thank you for your MogMail as your rose.
I got a real controversial thing to say here.
Okay.
There's no such thing as early pulling.
You're technically not wrong.
Because no matter what, somebody's missing out. Always going to miss out. If somebody gets it reported late, they're still going to miss it. I understand showing up and pulling it is a thing that happens. Sure.
Yeah. But what obligation do you have to tell other people about the hunt?
Exactly.
None. Right.
Get a better hunt link shell, my dude.
I agree.
I don't know.
I don't know about the specific situation in Odin. It sounds like this FC is just out there to do it, to be asshats, to just keep the hunts for themselves.
Yeah. Which, not a cool thing to do, but...
If they find them, they get... Technically, somebody else go look for them.
So yeah. I'm assuming... I assume they trigger the S ranks as well, and then just pull them themselves.
Yeah, somebody else can go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too. Should go do it.
I don't really care. Like, an S rank is always reported server-wide, at least on Ragnarok. I mean, I can't get into this on how it is in Odin. If this is a real problem in Odin, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but switch over to Ragnarok and we'll invite you.
If it's to a point where you can't do S ranks, of course there's a problem. Like, an FC has monopoly on S ranks. That's not good. That's bad. Because you remember the S ranks have this long timer as well. So if they spawn an S rank and then kill it without saying anything to anyone, there'll be no S ranks on that server.
The problem for me does not lie in any player's fault. It's the fact that they have 2,000 HP and they die in half of a second. So
yeah.
Because guess what? It's pretty damn easy to make it to Stormblood S ranks. Even if you show up when it's 50%, you can still make it and kill it.
Yeah.
It's just it's an HP problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Which they've already said they won't fix, so sorry.
I think it's I would say more like it's kind of morally wrong to do what that FC is doing, but they're playing the game. They get to do what they want, unless it's like harming people, and it's not. Killing an S rank does not hurt you. Okay, let's move on to this one from our good friend, not Scythen. Well, that's a good friend too, but it's the wrong mail. Let me get the right one. This one's from our good friend, Moglin. No, that's Kamir, my boy.
God,
Kamir, my boy, is my best friend, though.
Yeah, we'll take yours instead. From Lich, how would your dream expansion look like, and what would it be about? Any ideas what kind of stuff that expansion would add or change?
Do I even need to speak right now? Time travel. I want time travel Galmora. Give me all
time travel would be fantastic.
I want to see all old stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me all.
Completely agree.
I want to be the dude who fucking sets off Ozma, dude. I want to be the guy who's like, boom. That's me.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We've talked about that. I would kill to see Galmora, but also like the Allegan era. Like everything, really.
I'll word it differently. Since time travel, I've said before, I just want an expansion, maybe like a cataclysm or something. I wouldn't use those words. I'm not using words, but something where we get to explore more of Eorzea, just the continent of Eorzea, everything missing in Eorzea.
Yeah, because there's still
that involves time travel. To go back to Galmora, so be it. But I just want more Eorzea.
Yeah. I would also like to know more about the 5 years that we lost, like between the Calamity and now. I am a nerd enough to want to see that. So yeah, that would be cool too.
I'd quite like a whole new starting zone and 1 to 50 experience.
Okay,
interesting. That'd be nice if we get like a revisited, just base areas with like just new shit for beginning people, or condensed. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, a condensed one would be good, so you can. But actually, story-wise, it'd be really hard to do that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really need to like learn how like sylphs fucking dance or whatever at the beginning of Realm Reborn?
Yeah, that was
Dance sprightly for everyone.
Oh god.
Do you dance for 5 people in that area for that quest?
Yeah. I can
that was good.
pass on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not anything historical for me would be nice just to get a throwback.
That's the same for me.
Yeah. And also when it doesn't have a primal at what level X4 and X7, and then a new dungeon every 2 whatever, and then 3 end game dungeons, and just the same formula over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Something different. Shake it up a bit.
Okay.
Give me some better PvP.
Agreed.
I don't.
Yeah,
maybe
big expansion.
Let's go to the Cardinal Flats as a zone. How about?
Oh god, yeah, please.
It's
a big enough area.
Yeah, it is.
Sure
It's a pretty big area.
The rest of Mordona, we got lots of places we could see.
Yeah, Southern Mordona, please.
West Shroud.
West Shroud, of course.
Underwater Zone.
All of the Beast Tribe areas.
Yeah, all of Kurthus.
All of Kurthus.
Well,
Is that
lowlands,
as an actual zone?
there are portions of South that is missing of the
I
southern
need
part
a
of
lowland.
Kurthus. Yeah,
Any lowland.
yeah.
Paglfan or whatever it's called.
Huh?
Pakistan, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Zarak.
Sadly, the Eastern Highlands we don't did not become a PvP map, so that's missing still. Eastern
that was
Lowlands,
right?
Lowlands are PvP. Yeah.
Is Shatter.
Yeah. A very, very condensed
Very
Lowlands. It's like
It's like Owl's Nest is here.
Yeah, you can see
it's
Camp
right-
Glory
just the-
from Owl's Nest. Like, okay, they were just like 100 miles apart in 1.0, whatever. Okay, there's one more. I don't have it loaded up, sorry. It's from Moglin from Moghome. Lukeil Bravestone, I see you haven't changed that ridiculous name of yours, Kupo. I've been
Bring
one.
up the thing.
What?
He doesn't have one.
The thing.
you don't have
It
one?
does. I just said I don't have it loaded up. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid.
I'm just too afraid, yes. I've been wondering how you all feel about the sort of artificial scarcity of the jobs in-game. For instance, only Pajal can be white mages, Scholar is a lost art, black magic is outlawed, and several bars that stop people from becoming the jobs and make the Warrior of Light special. Yes, Pot, keep up the good fashion sense, Kupo. We're all cheering you on from Moghome.
Thanks, Moglin.
Thank you, Moglin.
It's the best compliment I've ever received in my entire
Also,
life. Thank you.
that's the rudest thing I've ever been told, that I have a ridiculous name.
Honestly, I could cry right now. That's like
That's
Me too.
beautiful.
literally what they say in the quest, though.
I know.
And it's true.
It is true. And what do we think about it?
To be honest, it is a bit weird, isn't it?
It is
Yeah,
weird.
I've always thought it's
That
super
there's a-
stupid.
Yeah. Every single job in the game is like some secret.
Yeah.
artifact, but some guy always has a job crystal to give you.
Exactly right. It's like they always go like, "Oh, it's super rare," but then you like do the paladin quest. Well, I'm with 5 other paladins, so this isn't rare at all. Like
all the dragoons.
Guard is they're all paladins, so why can't anyone else become a paladin? This makes no sense.
Yeah.
Literally everyone in that building is a machinist.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Exactly. What do you need to be a machinist?
But then
Okay.
at the same time, black magic is, it's like some really ancient art
Yeah.
that is illegal, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Well, kind
No.
of.
Well, yeah.
You're
White
allowed to
mage
pull
was
from
illegal.
yourself. You're allowed to pull from yourself,
yeah.
not the void.
Yes.
And
I
surely,
mean-
if only Pajal can be white mages, that is just law breaking for everyone. But
Yeah. We can't talk about this
We're
anymore.
special.
Yeah, we're special. We're just special. We're the Warriors of Light.
I'm fine with being special as long as my retainers are now special as well. They're special boys.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I would like for my squadron to be special boys. That would
Everyone's
be good.
special.
Okay, well, it's we have to end it now because we've run out over time. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. We'll be transitioning over to the post show. If you're watching on YouTube, you might want to jump over because the post show is only on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Speakers of Heidland. We'll be talking about Limsa Lominsa in the lore segment and
Lomsa
and if you're not following us for the post show, remember we'll be
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Do the draw. Yeah.
minimum eye level. We forgot. Okay.
I'm sorry I didn't like Eureka, guys.
Place your bets.
Level 5.
I'm sorry.
Place your
You're
bets.
allowed to have your opinions, Rolo. It's okay.
Yeah.
No one can tell your
I'm
opinions.
just saying.
Okay, which one are we pulling?
We're gonna get
Bracelock's hard.
Hullbreaker Isle hard.
Please no, Rollo, please no.
Sastasha hard mode. Did we do that yet?
No.
No. Aurum Vale.
I like how I ask every week
If it's
we've done
Hullbreaker
Dungeons
hard,
and
I am leaving podcast.
Okay, here we go.
Sick of that place.
This is it. Our fate has been sealed. Oh my god. Oh.
Don't do that.
Look,
to me.
you're not allowed to look.
No,
Don't do that to me.
but I want to show you why. Okay? Look what my finger is doing.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Just open it. Just open it.
The airy. It's the airy.
Just open it.
Harry, dude.
It's not the
Oh, it's the research facility.
Oh, okay.
Chemical research.
Oh,
That's okay.
NRF. Oh, look at the jar.
That was a spook. That was a spook and a half, dude.
that
That
was
was really
fucking scary.
That was a
Okay, we're doing the
spook.
research facility, and that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. GMT. Oh no, what's that in PDT? Time zones.
Whatever.
Fucked.
It's
12 p.m.
yes.
Yeah, 12 p. No.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, 12. An hour before the
An hour,
podcast.
An hour
So
before the
that's-
podcast. So that's Why didn't we just switch at the same time? Whatever.
I don't know.
That's 3
The world
p.m.
works
PDT.
Yeah. Also, we should have
Oh,
mentioned.
sorry, EDT.
We should have mentioned that we did pass 1, 2, 3, 4 followers, so we have to plan a 12-hour stream, which we should have done.
guys.
So
Yeah, we do.
we might talk about it on the post show. Anyways, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Follow us twitter.com/speakers670, facebook.com/speakers670, sinking ship, blah blah blah, youtube.com/speakers670, twitch.tv/speakers670, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord, and if you're watching it on demand, links in the description. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for the post show.
Bye.
Send us MogMail. Send us MogMail. Speakers670.com/MogMail. Bye.